Single parenting can feel like a solo journey, but it doesn't have to be. Introducing Mom Flex app, the ultimate village web app designed just for you. From financial support to community connections, Mom Flex app offers a lifeline, helping you navigate parenting with confidence. Find trusted resources, build your support network, and thrive, because every parent deserves a village. Join the movement today. Visit momflex.org to install the app and take the first step toward a stronger, more supported you.
Every day's a battle, every step a climb, but we're standing tall, we're building our lives. Through the sleepless nights and the endless fight, we rise, we shine, we hold on tight. We are more than the labels, more than the pain, breaking the cycle, rewriting the game. Stronger together, we lift, we strive. Single parents, we rise and thrive.
Hey there, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Struggle, Rise and Thrive, the podcast where single parents are not just seen, but celebrated. Even when life feels like a roller coaster with no seatbelt, 3 screaming kids in the back, and your lunch still sitting on the kitchen counter. I'm your host, LaFortune, and today we are talking money. More specifically, the story we have been told about money, the lie, the shame, the internalized blame. You know the one. I'm just bad with money. That one. Let me tell you something right now, and I want you to hold on to this like it's gospel. You are not bad with money. You are underpaid. You are overwhelmed. You are raising children alone, working 2 jobs, and still trying to figure out how to keep the lights on. You are doing the best you can with what you have, and that deserves honor and not judgment. So today, I'm going to break down the meat, not with judgment or budgeting spreadsheets, but with truth, real stories, and a big dose of compassion. I'm going to talk about how systemic underpayment and economic inequalities shape our experiences with money, what survival mode does to your financial decisions and your mental health, why traditional financial advice often doesn't apply to single parents or those who have never had a safety net, and most importantly, how you and I start rewriting the script from shame to strategy, from guilt to growth. You are not behind. You are not a failure. You have been surviving. And now it's time to thrive. So grab your tea or coffee or that last piece of quiet before the chaos, and let's talk about how we take our financial power back. No shame required. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's start with the roots. If you ever avoided looking at your bank account because the anxiety was too real, felt your chest tightening at the grocery store checkout line, hoping your card wouldn't decline, or shrunk into yourself after a bounce payment or late bill, you are not broken. You are not responsible. You are not alone. This isn't just a personal issue. It's a systemic reality for many single parents, especially those of us who grew up without access to financial education, inherited wealth, or even a basic safety net. Let me tell you about Maya, a single mom of 2 working in early education, childhood education. She makes $15 an hour. Her rent is $1,200. Daycare costs her $800. Okay. Maya cut coupons like it was full-time job. She borrowed money from friends when she had to. She skipped meals and doctor's appointment. She cut her own hair in the bathroom window mirror with safety scissors. And still, when her account overdraft after paying for diapers and rent, she blamed herself. She told herself she was bad with money. How is that possible? She is barely making enough to handle all that is required of her. But no, Maya isn't bad with money. Maya is surviving an impossible equation. She didn't have a budgeting problem. She had an income problem. And that story is not rare. It's real. And that story is mine too. Let me bring it closer to home. As a single parent, my job at the time when I first left my ex-husband barely paid me enough to stay afloat. I was making $2,400 a month. Rent alone was $1,600, and that didn't even include utilities. Daycare for both of my children cost $1,500 a month. For a while, I received about $1,400 in child support, but that lasted only 6 months. And then my ex quit his job, and the support dropped to $700 for 2 kids. So do the math. I made $2,400 from my job. I received $700 in child support. That's a total of $3,100. Rent and daycare alone came to $3,100 exactly. And I still hadn't fed them, clothed them, paid for gas, school supplies, or the million little things kids need. And let's be clear. I chose to live where I lived in a safer neighborhood because I wanted my children to be protected. I wanted them to have access to better schools, better parks, and better opportunities. And I don't regret that decision for 1 second. Because today, when I finally look at them, when they finish school and they have going to college and they're thriving and they are better, then my decision at the time was the best decision. But the struggle was real. I was mocked. I was judged. People called me everything from irresponsible to lazy, even though I was working full-time, parenting full-time, and barely sleeping. And through all that, I still question myself. Maybe I really am just bad with money. But no, that was never the truth. The truth is, we are often trying to survive in a system that was never designed for us to thrive. We are told to budget better, to cut back, to stop buying lattes, but you can't budget your way out of a broken economic system. You can't coupon your way to equity. You can't save your way out of when rent goes up. Groceries go up and your paycheck stays the same or disappears altogether because you get laid off or you get fired. This isn't about being bad with money. This is about living in a world that doesn't value caregivers, especially single parents, and doesn't pay people what they need to live, let alone breathe. So if you ever blame yourself, take that weight off your shoulders today. You were underpaid and you are still underpaid. You are overwhelmed. You are doing the absolute best you can. And that's not a flaw. That's strength.
Every day's a battle, every step a climb, but we're standing tall, we're building our lives. Through the sleepless nights and the endless fight, we rise, we shine, we hold on tight. We are more than the labels, more than the pain, breaking the cycle, rewriting the game. Stronger together we lift, we strive, single parents we rise and thrive.
Here's the thing about money shame. It doesn't just live in your wallet, it lives in your body, in your nervous system, in your sense of self-worth. It's the tightness in your chest when an unexpected bill shows up. It's the knot in your stomach when you open your banking app and immediately regret opening it. It's the heat in your face when someone says, you should really have a savings account by now. And it shows up in our inner dialogue quietly, cruelly, over and over and over and over and over again. I should know better by now. I will never get ahead. I just can't adult right now. I am tired of adulting. Why does everyone else seem to have it figured out but me? What's wrong with me? Pause. Let me stop you right there. Pause right there, right now. What if the real truth is this? You have been carrying so much emotionally, mentally, physically, logistically that your brain isn't wired for detailed financial planning right now. It's wired for survival. You are not broken, my friend. You are tired. You are operating under stress, under pressure, and under the weight of expectations no one or no one person should carry alone. Let me give you a personal example because I've been there. There was a season where I was juggling everything. A full-time job that didn't pay nearly enough, 2 kids who needed me constantly, and then a third one. Appointment, email, laundry, meals, and the invisible labor of being the only adult in the house, the cook, the cleaner, the counselor, the protector, the everything. 1 month, I was exhausted that I paid the same bill twice. Just completely forgot I had already done it. And because of that double payment, I bounced a rent check the very next week. I was humiliated. I felt small. I told myself, you are so irresponsible. You are not disciplined. You should have known better. But here's what I know now. That wasn't irresponsibility. That was exhaustion. That was decision fatigue. That was a human brain doing the best it could under the weight of chronic stress. And if you ever had something like that happen, if you ever missed a payment, lost track of a bill, or made a financial mistake while carrying the world on your shoulder or on your back, I want you to know this. It wasn't because you are bad with money. It was because you were operating in survival mode. And survival mode is not a moral failure. It's a trauma response. You are doing your best, my friend, and you are best, and your best is allowed to be look messy. So next time that voice of yours in the back of your head start whispering those shame stories, remind yourself, you are not bad. You are not lazy. You are human. And you have been holding it all together with grit, duct tape, and a hope that deserve compassion, not condemnation. Okay, so where do we go from here? How do we start rewriting the story? How do we change our circumstances? How do we heal from this financial nightmare? We need to start creating a judgment-free budget that reflects our reality, not fantasy. You need to be able to use tools to save like $5 a week or joining a financial wellness workshop. You need to look at your finances and see what is possible for you to do, not what the gurus are telling you to do, but what you are capable to set aside for raining days. If it's $1 a day, do that. If it's $1 a week, do that. If it's $5, do that. You need to be able to say out loud, I deserve to earn more money. Take an educational courses online because you don't have time, but do something to increase your income. Me, I had a master's in public health, but I couldn't find a job on my field for a while. I took whatever job I could take so that I can survive, so that I can raise my kids. So sometimes it's not about education, it's about opportunities. So look for opportunities. Keep knocking. Eventually a door will open up for you, because one did for me. One open up, right? So look for side hustle. Look for other opportunities. Ask for help. It's not a weakness. I used to not ask for help, and I still actually don't. But at least I was able to find my tribe and be able to go to them and be like, I need a helping hand. And they will turn around and help. But it's not something that I like doing. And so I didn't do much of it until I was able to earn enough to take care of my kids without having to worry so much. And if you are drowning in financial guilt about past mistakes, debt, overspending when you were stressed, let me offer this to you. Forgive yourself first. That version of you did what they knew. Now you get to move forward differently with grace and not guilt. So before we wrap up, I want to offer you a free, like 3 small doable shifts that can greatly and gently help you reconnect with your financial power without pressure, without perfection, and without shame. Set a weekly money check-in. Yeah, you heard me right. Set a weekly money check-in. Give yourself 10 quiet minutes this week. Maybe a cup of coffee or tea, a calming playlist, and your bank app. This isn't about making spreadsheets or fixing everything all at once. It's about being present. Look at your numbers without judgment. Observe, don't punish. Treat it like checking the weather. It is what it is. And now I know what to plan for. This simple act of regularly seeing where you are can begin to build a bridge between fear and confidence. Awareness is the first step to freedom. Number 2, say this out loud. Yes, out loud. I am learning. I am growing. I am not my past. The last chapter of my financial book hasn't been written yet. Let those words land in your body. You are not your overdraft fees. You are not your credit score. You are not the balance in your bank account. You are a human being doing your best in a complicated world. And you deserve to speak kindly to yourself as you grow. Number 3, take one empowering step. Not all progress looks big. Sometimes it's just one action today, this week, that says, I care about my future. Maybe that's Googling a local single parent resource program or checking out one job posting that aligns with your goals. Just one step, baby girl. Just one step, my friends. No pressure to change everything overnight. Just prove to yourself that you are still moving forward. Because that's how real change happens. Not with grand gestures, but with quiet courage. Now, before I go, I want to leave you with a quote from Morgan Harper Nichols that always grounds me. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. The way you are rebuilding matters, even if it's quiet, even if it's slow. You are not bad with money. You are not lazy or broken. You are brave. You are healing. You are rising. Even if some days all you did was hold on. So until next time, stay grounded, stay gentle with yourself, and remember, you are not just surviving, you are thriving. Take care, and I will see you on the next episode. Until next time, ciao now.
Every day's a battle, every step a climb, but we're standing tall, we're building our lives. Through the sleepless nights and the endless fight, we rise, we shine, we hold on tight. We are more than the labels, more than the pain. Breaking the cycle, rewriting the game. Stronger together, we lift, we strive. Single parents, we rise and thrive. Beyond the struggle, we rise and thrive. Turning our pain into power, we're alive. We see you, you matter, you're strong inside. Together we shine, we rise, we thrive. Stories of triumph, stories of grace. Single parents with dreams to chase. They said we'd break, they said we'd fall, but look at us now, we're standing tall. We are more than the labels, more than the pain. Breaking the cycle, rewriting the game. Stronger together, we lift, we strive. Single parents, we rise and thrive. Beyond the struggle, we rise and thrive. Turning our pain into power, we're alive. We see you, you matter, you're strong inside. Together we shine, we rise, we thrive. We push through the stigma, defy every stat. They don't define us, and that's a fact. A village of love, a future so bright. Hand in hand, we own our life. Beyond the struggle, we rise and thrive. Turning our pain into power.